Unofficially officially, this is Ladies Shadow LP coming in with a work in progress of a title. Don't know what I'm gonna call it. This is the unofficial official trading segment, or the unofficial official traders segment, or unofficially officially trade. I think I already said that, but yeah, this is the unofficially unofficial official has 3 pillars, and that is gaming, business, and community. You've seen the gaming section with the gaming impressions, the gaming videos, and we're going to continue to bring you more diverse content when it comes to gaming. What you're about to see now and witness, and while you're here, is the business aspect of unofficial official. And with the gaming and trading, it all brings together, and we're going to be a community at the end of the day. So this is what we're doing right now, and we're here to talk about this gap, these two. I'm gonna download some trading terminology into you guys. These right here are candlesticks, and from this candlestick right here to this candlestick right here, just know that, well, first, a lot of money has officially been made. I had to throw that in there, quick plug. But we're gonna show you how you can potentially, snitted at, almost forgot. See, what happened was I already recorded this, and I only planned on doing one take. Come to find out, my microphone was muted in the recording app. I never have it muted, so I never thought to check that the mic was muted or not. So this is why we're here again, making another recording. But I have to do this. I have to do this, and just pretend that this was at the beginning of the video and I didn't say anything. But that was just a brief introduction, so I really didn't get any details yet or give you any suggestions. So I digress. I have to read this disclaimer. Neither unofficial official or any of its personnel are registered broker dealers. Broker. We not broker. I digress. Are registered broker dealers or investment advisors. We may mention that we consider certain securities or positions to be good candidates for the type of strategies we are discussing or illustrating, but we consider the securities or positions appropriate to the discussion or for illustration purposes. Does not mean that we're telling you to trade these exact strategies or securities. Keep in mind that we are not providing you with any specific recommendations or personalized advice about your own trading activities. The information we are providing is not tailored to any particular individual. Any mention of a particular security is not a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold that or any other security, or a suggestion that it is suitable for any specific person. Keep in mind that all trading always involves a risk of loss, even if we're discussing strategies that are intended to limit risk. Also, unofficial official personnel are not subject to trading restrictions. Myself, any others at unofficial official could have a position in a security or initiate a position in a security at any time. Now that we got that disclaimer out of the way, get back to it. We're discussing this gap right here, and this is the stock EA. Everybody know who EA is, right? Electronic Arts, Madden, FIFA. I need to come back out with Fight Night. That can potentially change what we're about to discuss. Or what are the games we have out there for EA that needs? NBA Street. I discussed that in the previous video. You can go back and watch that video. Yeah, but this right here, this could be good or bad. This is essentially bad in their case because they wanted this candlestick to be up here and not down here, which means that they lost money. They went from it closed at 92.52 from the day before, which was the 5th, 2019, February 5th, 2019, to came all the way down here and closed at 80.21. Now, what does that mean? If you're trading or you're trying to understand trading, what does that mean? Okay, so right now, a share of EA costs $80.21. right? But just a day prior, it caused 92.52. So that is a loss of 52. Take away. Yeah, doing some math here. So just doing some math, and I'm using a calculator. Yes, I am. I don't have the fast calculator that some people have in their heads. I'm still getting it. I don't have the Stephen Hawking mind. No, not yet. I'm working on it. That is a price loss of $12.31. Now, what does that mean in trading terms? Hypothetically speaking, if you was to short the stock from here and get out of that position right here, potentially, so it moved 12. We're just going to round it off to 12. The stock moved 12 points. So if you had one share, that means you would have earned $12 from that short. Let's say if you had 10 shares, you would have earned $120 in that short. This is starting to make sense, but that would be an investment of $92 per share just to earn that $12 that we talked about. And now you see where your money come into play. Well, the investment or the capital comes into play. Now let's play with some bigger numbers. Let's say if you had 100 shares, that would have been a profit of $1,200. What if you had 10,000 or 1,000 shares? We're gonna go at 1,000 shares. That would have been $12,000. And let's say if you had 100,000 shares, that would have been a big number. That would have been 1.2 million. Now you can see how the trading game works in its simplest form. Now there are other strategies you can use instead of just buying the stock at its price and playing the market that way. You can take the option route depending on the stock, but most stocks, one option contract has or counts as 100 shares. So then you can start to play the numbers there. And because you're buying the options cost less than actual shares. I can get into detail, but we're not going to right here. Those are for the Patreon subscribers. And we're going to have more in-depth conversations back there about stocks and options. But, and I'm going to show you how we as gamers, quite possibly, you yourself may have participated in this activity that happened right here. Because what happened right here between this day, EA reported their earnings. What earnings is each company, when they open a company, they decide, what day they want to start their fiscal year and in their fiscal year. And what happened was EA reported their last quarter earnings yesterday for their company, and they underperformed what their prediction was. So when they underperform, the shareholders, which could potentially be you, are pretty much going to be upset. So that's what this activity shows right here, is them underperforming as a company. And we're going to go to a statement that was made by EA for their earnings report. And this was stated, the first paragraph was stated by Andrew Wilson. Everybody know him. If you watch E3, you probably seen him there a couple of times. But he goes on to say, the video game industry continues to grow through a year of intense competition and transformational change, said CEO Andrew Wilson. Q3 was a difficult quarter for Electronic Arts, and we did not perform to our expectations. We are now applying the strengths of our company to sharpen our execution and focus on delivering great new games and long-term live services for our player. We are very excited about Apex Legends. the upcoming launch of Anthem, and a deep lineup of new experiences that we will bring to our global communities next fiscal year. Now that last sentence was basically to sum up and to give current shareholders and potential investors hope, and quite possibly drive the stock back up, because after suffering that loss, they're going to need to do something in order to show that they're going to actually be a profitable company this quarter. With that being said, we have Apex Legends, which launched yesterday. What was that, Monday? Which is a game that I personally like, and which the gaming community as a whole personally like. As we see, it is trending number one. Let me see currently as I record, which I'm pretty sure it is. That game is thorough. Number one on Twitch, and officially people on my followers, the people that I'm following, subscribers are, everybody's playing Apex Legends. Let's see. Apex Legends is number one, and its direct competitor, which was made in a statement, I believe that I read in a Yahoo article, that they are competing with Fortnite, and that's what I believe Apex Legends, and I believe they said that also is what they are trying to compete with, because Fortnite and Epic are really killing the gaming industry with that battle royale, and that's what every gaming company is striving to be. Now we're going to get business with it. I know everybody does not like EA and their business practices, but this is a business, and as we saw with their earnings, they are trying to perform and satisfy their shareholders. So there are certain things that they have to do, certain business practices that they need to implement in order to do that. That's why you see this current surge of games with microtransactions and loot boxes and everything of that nature, because
Triple black wave exchange. Triple black wave exchange.